I want you to think of 3 things that absolutely must remain stable in your life. 10 seconds. Ready? Go. I took a census consisting of 10 people, and the answers were 80% unison: job, home, health, and form of physicality. But I can bet my life savings, which is as of right now a penny, nobody said emotional stability. And if it does not trump our list in order of seniority, then I can guarantee it's not being taught to our youth as a priority. Technology tells us to chase trends of makeup, fitness, fashion, iPhones that cost 2 rent payments with no earphone ports, so you have to buy those too. Taking away uniqueness when America is a melting pot of differences. The difference is our uniqueness is supposed to make us stronger, not inflict more pain. Yet we never trend stability. As humans, it's almost mundane and inhumane to talk about our failures. We shy away and become bashful like one of Snow White's 7 dwarfs because we don't want to blacken and midgetize good conversation. We are a people who seek instant gratification, then wonder why success doesn't feel as good once we obtain it. It's easy to spout all things surface, but we never want to speak about that pain attached to purpose. Thus our youth believe nothing will ever hurt them. And the moment it does, their mouths close. And this is where invisible duct tape comes in. It comes in the form of nonchalant answers. I'm good, I'm chilling, and my personal favorite, I'm okay. So I have this crazy idea, right? That no child should really be left behind in education nor emotional stability. It should be a class called just that, stability. And in that class, there are no desks, no books, just an open area, carpeted, of course, to help break their falls, no Niagara. Wind surveillances with no curtains or blinds because we only see what we want to most times, a warm, soothing environment with a fresh breeze of wind reassuring you that the only requirement to pass this 50-minute class is to be the real you. Just a counselor, not a shrink, because down youth don't open up right away. And this counselor would say nothing because sometimes all our young people need is for somebody to be there. And in the far north corner of the room, in case a youth want to be held, a rocking chair, can you see it? I'd imagine a conversation such as this. When we don't add up to adults' expectations, they label us youth at risk. Like you never made a mistake. Like you always had straight A's. I'm an orphan. I'm trying to stable my life, and no, I don't always get it right. I was put up for adoption. My parents passed me around from group home to group home like I'm an auction, like I'm an option. And yes, I may act up on the outside, but that's because inside I'm cautioned. I'm fragile. I break often. See, more times than not, we don't show our youth our scars for fear of them being open wounds that still bleed and you can see right through. But let's remember, mouths closed may result in caskets closed, all because we don't want them to know we as adults hurt too. So we give them 5 days of suspension or 3 days of detention, then try to implement a plan of action after a crisis with that at-risk youth and try to call it prevention. One story. There are 209 students in my graduating class, and guys, please don't ask me which number I was. Okay, fine. I was number 119, but the number 3 student took sleeping pills to her demise. Smart and unstable, beautiful and broken, wonderfully wrecked because emotional instability turns to mental insanity if it goes unchecked. Youth are full of emotions that they cannot put in words, so 9 times out of 10, he who speaks the loudest often goes unheard. This class can stop this poisonous instability before it's full grown. This class can be the solution to the cluster of moms, both local and worldwide, who still ask, why did my child die and could I have known? And people aren't gone because of self-inflicted wounds. They are gone because invisible duct tape. And I say invisible because nobody really sees what really hurts you until what's hurting you is now affecting me. If we look around, ladies and gentlemen, Sandy Hook, Charleston 9, Perry, and even Akron, Ohio, to put it in perspective, we see examples of invisible duct tape. Now, can you imagine the narrative if this class was implemented? Schools proudly boast their graduation rates, but I never see rates for retention. So I have this crazy idea, right? That no child should really be left behind. This class is youth-empowered, hand-tailored, one of a kind, totally effective, and no cost. Because if it's one thing I know, positivity is infectious. A class that removes the invisible duct tape. Thank you.